All right, we are live. Welcome to the internet. Have a look around. Today we are talking about running shoes. Imagine that. So, the idea behind these live streams is that you don't actually watch them live. I know it's ironic. Instead, you listen to them later when you're on the drive, maybe on a run. So, nothing like a little bit of running banter. You know who does this with the squeaky chair? Is it's Steve Magnus. Steve Magnus does it's like him in a chair just talking. Of course, people actually watch his channel instead of mine. But I don't know why have a live stream if you're not supposed to watch it live. Should have had a podcast because that's what this world needs. Is another white guy with a podcast. So Catherine Anonymous is in here. Nobody knows her last name. She says, "Hi, Andrew." Hi, Catherine. All right. By the way, I promise we will talk about running shoes. So I put in the thumbnail that I can't tell the difference between the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Paris and the ASICS Metaspeed Sky Paris. That is a question that is like I've had to know what it is like to run in both of those shoes ever since they came out last year. I just didn't have $500 laying around to buy both of them and to run in them and figure out which is which. Then I saw a Joanna video and he ran in both of them. And when he was running in them, he's like, man, I can't really tell the difference between these shoes, at least initially. And he's like, I can't believe I spent $500 on these two pairs of shoes. And so I just put some thoughts and some prayers out there. And I chose the Metaspeed Edge Paris because I liked the original Metaspeed Sky. And that was a low plate position shoe before it was a high plate position shoe. I think in theory, I'm a low plate guy. So I'm an edge girly. I'm not a Paris Sky girly. By the way, I'm now very aware and mindful of the smacking noises and the little ticks that I unconsciously make normally because comment of the week, some guy pointed it out. He's like, before the live stream even started, before I said hello, I made a smacking noise. And I get it. I want to apologize for doing that. So I think I just did it again. I also have that trigger. I think it's genetic. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. I think I got it from my mom. I'm very aware of when people smack, and I will it's nothing personal. Like I love Joanna. I listen to Joanna's channel, and it's vloggy, and sometimes he'll cover nutrition, and he'll be eating and talking about the food, and I have to stop my run mid run and change it. It's nothing. It's nothing personal. So yeah. Anyway, it's a lot. So I understand it. If you have to unsubscribe, like I understand. So let's see. I wrote down some notes to try to keep me focused, but you know how that goes. It's ADHD. But I definitely want to apologize for any trauma I may have caused last week with those noises. So Matt Byer's in here. He says mid-live time. Yeah, Matt Byer. Matt Byer is he works for Chris Sagasu, and he's a recruiter for him for Nike, and they are slowly baptizing me in the Nike water. Catherine says, at least it wasn't $500 on Labubu. I don't know what that is. Probably because I'm old. It sounds like a young person thing. So, and Matthias Sventos is in here, and he 100% agrees. JBS is in the chat. No selfies required. He says, I am running in the sky at the moment, ever so often. Individual ticks get a thick skin and tell them to in response to the individual ticks get a thick skin and tell them to go play. Wankers are allowed to do what they want. Midlife wanka, indeed. So there are a lot of other channels you could watch. I'm not trying not to force any. Love is not controlling, and I want to love what is. And so I definitely don't want to force anybody to sit through this live stream or listen to this later. If you don't want to, you have permission to not watch this channel. There are how many 14 billion people in the world now? I lose track. I'm just going off the data. All right. Also, this is a place, it's a safe space. If you went on a run today and you just want to tell me about what you ran, please do, because your spouse doesn't give a shit. They really don't. They don't. But I see you and I'm here and I hear you. And I know that you're out there slowly roasting in the summer heat. And I want to hear about it. I want you to tell me about it. Tell me about your run. I see your grit, your determination. I'm here for you. This is why this channel exists. It's why this space exists. 6 easy miles. To my wife, no such thing. Easy. She's either running or she's not. That's what she says. So just run easy. She's like, what do you mean? I don't understand. All right. So I guess we'll talk about the shoe because we're 6 minutes in, and that, you know, who does that? I'm doing it again. I'm doing it right now. Is Seth James Dumore, SJD. He'll tease it out. He'll say, okay, let's talk about this. Oh, you know, and then he'll talk about something else, and it kind of drives me crazy. Believe in the Run does that. I think theirs is more unintentional. They'll just ADHD, like they're a small channel and they don't need to get right to the point. But it's like, you're believing the run, guys. Just a little bit of focus here. So let's talk about the shoe. I can't unhear the chair creaking now. So this is the only way that have anything in common with Steve Magnus, is that we both have creaky chairs. So, and he can run a 4-minute mile. This in my hand, I am holding the Metaspeed Edge Paris. Okay, so I made many videos about this last year. I have over 215 miles in the shoe. I've run in it once since Boston. It is holding up. Boston. Epoctica and Harvard. That's terrible. I'm not going to do the accent. It's a great shoe. It was my shoe of the year last year, but as a marathon shoe, it was like the 5th best marathon shoe that I ran in. I wouldn't say necessarily it's ideal for marathons. You still have to do a lot of the work in it, which is okay. But for me, in my preferences, I like a cheater shoe to really to lean into the cheater part about it. You know, I want some aggressive push. Where like, I don't want to run. I'm tired. My legs are tired. And this shoe is just kind of encouraging me with some sweet somethings in my ear and pushing me along. And that's why I pay $300, is to cheat. You know, it's illegal cheating. And I'd like to do that. This shoe is phenomenal at faster paces though. And the faster I ran in it, the faster I went. Now I'm only going to talk about my experience in the shoe, because generally I'll talk about a shoe on the internet and then inevitably, I don't think it's the same guy who comments on my smacking, but they'll say like, you're wrong. It's okay. You're wrong. It's definitely not that. I'm like, no, I'm just talking about my experience. Okay, these are my feelings. My feelings are valid. And so is my experience in the shoe. So imagine, you guys ever see the little Jesus lizards? They like cross the water and they run so fast that they run on water. They call it because Jesus walked on water. Get it? So then it's the Jesus lizard. That's how fast I feel like I have to run in this shoe, and then also the Metaspeed Sky Paris, in order to get the most return from the shoe. And I love it for that. That's why I have 215 miles in it. It's because I took it workout after workout after workout. I got my money's worth. You know, I'm going to get my money. I'm going to get my $250 worth, and I'm still going to run in it. So I got the Metaspeed Sky Paris because it was on the Supwell app. So got me a discount, had 5 treadmill miles in when I got it. I took it to the track. I had a workout, 30 minutes easy, 40 minutes at marathon pace, 30 minutes cool down. It was a long run. I started into the run and I realized the error of me prescribing myself an unbroken block of marathon pace in the Texas heat. But also the shoe was not giving. It's like, what does it give? It's not giving a whole lot. It's giving daily trainer. That's a joke. It's not. It's better than a daily trainer at marathon pace. It's a good shoe. It's a really good shoe, but it's the foam. This foam reminds me of Mizuno Super Foam. The quicker, or I guess the less ground contact time, the better is the way I could put it. So if you just tap down, you get the energy return and it bounces back. But if I step into it and it compresses, it almost takes too long to decompress and I don't get the energy back. It's also a very light shoe. There's not a ton of materials in it as it's lighter. So there's not a whole lot to give me something back with to begin with, right? Like the lighter the shoe, the less materials, the less aggressive it's going to be in theory. That's why the Puma Fast R3 is so special. That was last week's live stream, is that it's really light, but somehow it's still really aggressive just with the plate that extends through. So the Sky, I was running in it and I could not for the life of me tell the difference in the Edge. Now, it's been a while and I thought I'm going to have to go grab the Edge and the Paris and do that deal where they put one on one foot and one on the other foot and then you just go run and then you're like, "Oh yeah, my right leg is popping up off the ground and my left leg is charging forward." No, it wasn't. I'm not saying that it's a marketing gimmick. I do believe like maybe there's a cadence runner and there's people who whatever, but like maybe that's it. Maybe I'm a wedge shoe runner. I like the Deviate Nitro Elite version 3, the Vaporfly 2. Maybe it is the Edge because it scoops down. You'll see like the main difference between the two shoes. I'm assuming everybody knows what I'm talking about, is that the plate scoops down. So, you know, Chazs, you know, guys, Chazz and Khan. Chazz has a channel. I'm liking what Chazz is doing lately. I wish Chazz he's a 9.5 in US men's size 9.5. I wish he was a 9 because he has more shoes than me and we could just exchange. But he was saying he can tell the difference. And someone else commented on the Strava and said they can tell the difference and that the Edge is more like forward, like it pushes you more forward and the Sky bounces you more up. There's always somebody in the comments usually too that just says you're not fast enough for the shoe. Could be right on that one because maybe that's the case. You tell me, please. You tell me your daily runs. Tell me what you ran in the chat. Also, or in the comments if you're listening to this later. If you're an Edge person, an Edge girly, what's the guy version of that? Is it a bro? An Edge bro? If you're an Edge bro or a Sky bro, or if you ran them both, if you could tell the difference. I already sold the Sky Paris back on the Supwell app. I didn't know if I was going to do that, if it was going to happen, because the Sky Tokyo and the Edge Tokyo are coming out. So I feel like if you're going to spend $150, maybe you just spend $250 and get the new version. I will say I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on the Tokyo. I'm going to wait. And then same thing with the Ray. I'm just going to Primex Strung 3 came out and I just watched it go. Guys, the discipline. I had a chance. Somebody on the Supwell was like, look, this just dropped in Running Warehouse. Look, Primex Strung 3. Boom. And I was like, not going to spend $300. Not a big ask. Not too hard. So Matt Byer says the Nike Club is a great club. it's a rite of passage, I think, as a beginning runner to have the Nike Run Club app to track your running. That's something that I've noticed across the board, and I myself identify with. Matt Beyer says he ran 6.6 miles in the Magic Speed 3, which is now up to 280 miles. 10 times 2 minutes on, 1 minute off at 6:41 per mile, which is his threshold. Magic Speed 3, I almost took that shoe out today, but I kept it Mizuno. I kept it in the Mizuno family. So I wanted to remember, I almost said remember. Wanted to remember what that shoe is that I can't talk about what it's like to see if it was still slapping. So Matthias Vinto says, I ran 3+ miles this morning, followed by 5 times 2 minutes at a 6 to 7.5 incline. Okay, on the last one I did 3%. I appreciate the honesty, Matthias, and the candidness. I also adjusted my workout today. I had 7 by 5 minutes at threshold pace. Now it's 79 degrees, feels like 80, whatever, 1, something like that. It's humid. Dew point's probably 73. Just another summer day in the South, I guess. Not too close to the ocean, but not pleasant by any means. Pretty insufferable. For some reason, I don't know why. I thought, I mean, it's 35 minutes of threshold, but I just thought, 5 minutes. Nothing. That I got is going to be easy, Maybe the last few will be hard. I don't know why I thought that. So, the first 4 or 3 were a good pace. I think they were like around 5:50, but then I had to slow down, or I just naturally slowed down. I tried to keep threshold effort, and then I kind of went around 6, and then 1 minute wasn't enough, and then I started taking 2 minutes. So I feel you on the adjusting to a 3% incline. I started giving myself a little extra to go with the heat and humidity. So, all right. Now, let's see, what other shoes should we get into the Pegasus? Another reason why I sold the Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris is I really do think it's a great shoe. I'm not trying to dog on it. I just bought a bunch of shoes earlier in the year for all of the speed that I will be running for the year. So I got the Adios 9. Matt Beyer convinced me to get the Rival Fly 4 for $65 on the Nike site. I don't know if he gets 10% commission, but he should. $650 in his pocket, So it's a latte. And then I also got the Street Fly 2. So I have 3 shoes. I don't need any more speed shoes. And that's what I did last year with this shoe. And I didn't want to, have the Paris take up all of those miles, and then I wouldn't run in those shoes. And again, really, I try to have sound like an asshole. I had tried to only have 2 shoes per category of shoe that I'm running in at any given time. What a jerk. It's so, like, for example, with the recovery shoes, another shoe I want to talk about is the Neo Vista 2. I have the Glycerin Max. I have the Neo Vista 2. So the Skechers, Aero, I don't know. They all have Arrow in it, Broken Arrow. The Kafuzi just released a video on it. It's like a max cushion one, I guess. It's a little bit heavier, he said, but it doesn't feel as heavy. It's soft. He compared it to the Glycerin Max. Well, that's good to know because I already have the Glycerin Max and I already have the Neo Vista 2. So I don't need any more in the category, or else I'm not going to run in those 2 shoes. Like, I just got to be one or the other. That's it. I tell myself that's it. As he says, as he has 3 speed shoes already and 1 speed run a week. But that's why I returned the shoe, because no place for it. Sometimes I just want to run in the shoe because I review shoes on the internet as a jagoti, as a jagati, not an official shoe tuber, not an influencer. I don't have any codes for Ketone IQ for you. Bombas socks. They don't send me any. I know. Element laughed at me. They didn't laugh at me, but like internally, they laughed at me. I was like, "Hey, Element, you want to send me some stuff?" They're like, "No," but if you want, you can put like some code in there and then whatever. And I was like, I see you guys. You're well established. You don't want to mess with these small channels. So anyway, Jagoti, just a guy on the internet. That's it. I'm just sharing my experience, strength, and hope here. That's it. A Jagati. I don't know if the O is soft or hard. We'll go soft. Jagati. I woke up in a new Jagati. Okay. Andrew Cho says yesterday planned 3 times 1600, 1200, 800, 400 at interval pace. Andrew's trying to die, by the way, guys. He doesn't like life anymore. If you can't tell, he just workout did there. He said ended up doing 1600, 1200, 800, 400, 400. Almost died. Not as good as I thought. Well, there we go. See, I didn't even finish reading it, but I was picking up what you put down. I don't know if you need to see somebody, Andrew, a therapist. But yeah, you were signed up for death there because just the 3 times 1600 miles is already 3 miles at interval pace. That is a monster. I don't know how many. Wouldn't be able to do the math on there to figure out. 3, 6. No, I can't. No, I can't do it. That's too much, man. That's crazy. They call that the Bruce Willis if you can complete it because you're unbreakable. That's amazing, especially in the summer, man. It's a lot of suffering. Props for getting one round through. So, and Andrew says I wore the Metaspeed Sky Paris for the workout. By the way, all right, Andrew. Well, it's fast, so that's interval stuff. That's good. Andrew's got a lot of super shoes. He's got some. I know that you had the Endorphin Elite version 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that one when it would have to be like the right price. So Jeff Lessenberry is in the chat. He says, last night I ordered the Edge Tokyo and the Hoka Rocket X3. When a new shoe comes out, I will tend to watch 1 or 2 reviews just to get an overall sense of what it is and whether I'm going to pursue it or not, find it later on a discount, something like that. So like the Rocket X3 came out, or maybe it's the whatever it's called, lifted, where you're not allowed to talk about it. And then now you can. Words escape me. So why am I even here talking on a live stream? I don't know. But they started talking about the Rocket X3, and I watched a video, and they said it was more stable. It was like a safer bet. Embargo. There it is. Thank you, JBS. They lifted the embargo, and the Rocket, and you can always tell when they do that because it's like 7 videos drop for like 1 shoe, and then you're like, oh, I guess that today was the day. There's reels out. There's lots of YouTube, and I just click on the first one that I see, and it was like Alex Felitti, I think. And so once I know about the shoe, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not probably going to buy that. It's not a whole lot of cheater in there. Really good shoe by what I imagine from what people are saying. Not really as aggressive. I think I would probably go with the Cielo X1 2.0, but I would have to get that one in the right size. Jeff, you are going to have to follow up with the Edge Tokyo once you get it. The only question I have about that is, what does the leap feel like underfoot versus the whatever's in the Sky Paris and the Edge Paris? Like, is it that noticeable? Is it different? Obviously, it makes the shoe lighter, but, like, does it push you more? Like, how does it feel? So, Matt Beyer says, "You forgot to add the Peg Plus net category now too." Well, Matt, we could talk about the Peg Plus. Guys, I finally caved. If you've been following along the journey of the Pegasus Plus, this has been my line in the sand shoe where I'm like, no, this is where I draw the line. I know I don't need this shoe because I already have two shoes in this category at least, but I'm an asshole. So I went and I finally got the shoe. Because you know what? The universe just kept saying, like, you know what? $10 cheaper. I'm like, no, 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 $10 cheaper. No, 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 $10 cheaper. And then it's fine. Right. And to me, I don't usually, I'm not a walk away person. And I have to be honest, guys, if there's a gap in our marriage between me and my wife, if there's a flaw, a fatal flaw for us, is that neither of us are walking away. Like when my dad and I went looking for a car after I completed 1 year of college, we walked in. It was hard to get into the dealership because he was already walking out before we got in. I was like, Dad, we haven't even heard him. We haven't even found a car yet. You can't walk out to, and so, it's like